Hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. This is going to be a prepping survival tool, right? That every human should have on their person every day or within arm's reach of every day. And I'm not talking about a gun or a knife or anything like that. There are many situations where we individually might need help. And so there are four things that we should start by teaching our children. And there are four things. The first sounds like this. That's the first thing they should learn. And the second should follow that, and that is, that's the second thing they need to learn. And the third thing in sequence is put together SOS. Morse code been around forever. But those three things, and I'll get to the fourth in a minute, those three things are known worldwide in any language as SOS, and a sign for distress. Whether it's heard as rapping on something, whether it's heard as any sound that has that frequency that another human can hear, will be recognized as SOS, the international global ask for help. Now, you see some things on the movies and all that. The children need to know those three letters. They need to know them. They're easy. And in many cases, it can save their lives. But how do you get that message out to someone from a human? Well, the longest sustained volume of the human voice, which is why yelling isn't going to be effective, is about 100 decibels unless you have very well-trained pipes. 100 decibels is loud and it will carry, but a human, especially a young human, cannot sustain that volume for a few minutes. So yelling for help is not effective. Not effective. Okay. As a strategy, because the likelihood of somebody hearing you is very low, because your voice isn't going to carry long enough or far enough to give you the probability of someone hearing you and understanding what it is you need. Trying to do a sentence and yelling, all it does is sap your energy, which is why it's such an effective message. But how do you do that? Well, you get a whistle. Get a whistle. They're like dirt cheap. They're everywhere, right? And a human, even a small human, can work a whistle like this one, which this one is rated to 140 decibels at peak volume. Sustained volume 120 decibels. Trust me, that will carry miles with the volume in one of these things. So, and they're cheap. As long as you are alive and as long as you have the ability to put air out, which means you're conscious, this works 24/7. You don't need to worry about, do you have batteries? You don't need to worry about the weather. All you need to do is put this in your mouth and blow. I think there was a movie about that, but I'm not going to go there. A whistle, because it will absolutely save your life. Now, I cannot speak for conditions where you are covered, like avalanche or mudslide, right? I don't know about those conditions, or underwater, because this isn't going to work underwater. But where there's air and so forth, the whistle. A light, some people, well, hit it with a light. Well, two things. Lights are great when there is line of sight between you and whoever you're targeting. This is omnidirectional. You don't have to point it anywhere. You just have to, if you got broken legs, put it in your mouth and blow. A whistle. It sounds hokey. It does. But I carry one every day. I was going to get some whistle earrings or something. I don't know. But a whistle, 140 decibels, brings a ruckus. It will absolutely alert people. And if you're using the whistle, which is what I do, what I would suggest, to transmit SOS, which is why you train your children SOS and then give them the tool to use to deliver that, you've gone a long way to protect yourself and your family in the case of either natural disaster or any other kind of disaster where you need help and you can't call, you physically can't call for help. So, easy cheesy, go get a bunch. Go to the Army Navy store, just grab a bunch of them because they're in there and they work. They do. So that's a little help for this morning, I hope. If you have any ideas that would either complement or replace the use of a whistle, put it down because everyone else would want to know as well. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Doesn't look like anyone is, or if they are, they're getting deleted, but I always say that. And wherever you can, whenever you can, however you can, carry on.